Live from VFL Park, the second match in the Foster's Cup for 86. Good evening to Lou Richards.
Good evening, Peter, and also good evening to Bob.
And good evening to you, Bob, yes.
Good evening, Pete. It's a beautiful night here, but I think it might be a little bit slippery on the top of the ground because quite a heavy dew starting to come down.
Well, as I mentioned in the opening segment, North Melbourne have a clean sheet against St Kilda. But some very experienced players in the Saints lineup now. The thing is, can they perform? I'm sure Peter McConville and Wow Jones on screen, they're very keen to do well. First quarter, St Kilda and North Melbourne, live from VFL Park. Umpires tonight, Peter Carey and David Howlett. Well, McDonald ran at 1,000,000 miles an hour but lost the knockout. Picked up by Dwyer. A free kick going St Kilda's way though, and it's going to be taken by Manning.
15 metres.
And we'll bring him just about up to centre half forward. Decides to get play moving quickly. He's gone for a short pass, trying to find Lockett. Here's a chance for Cunningham. Only 5 metres out. Must goal. Oh, saved the post. Is it through? Yes, it is. Oh. And Daryl Cunningham putting through the first goal of the match, and that took only 35 seconds, but he just shaved it in, Bob.
Yes, and he certainly ran his good 10 metres as well. So we watch on replay now, and off the hands of the pack, Cunningham swooping on the ball, and that's a good 10 metres. And as we watch, it just got inside. It did not hit the post, so a very good start by the Saints.
Great start by St Kilda. Daryl Cunningham putting through the first goal inside the opening minute of play. Well, the Saints showing a lot of desperation so far. Can they go on with it? Picked up by Atkins, sporting a new hairstyle. Ball palmed down past the Brownlow medalist Glendinning, picked up by Schimmelbusch. North Melbourne, a quick reply. If he's accurate, it's long, but it's not quite so good as he would have liked. Out of bounds on the full, and it will be a free kick to St Kilda to be taken down there in the back pocket by Gary Odgers. Odgers from left back pocket, transferring play towards the member stand flank. Mace went up, ball picked up for St Kilda by Jobling. Back towards Jones. Knock on, Cunningham can't get it out. Chance for Dwyer, in goes Manning. Wild hand pass over the top, but it's going to be a bounce on centre wing at the minute and 3/4 mark of the opening term. Well, the Saints showing plenty of ferocity and the desire to get the ball. Palmed down by Jones, picked up by Fashini, can't get clear, loses the ball. Cracker got one a little bit too high, Caller's play on. Then it comes to Demetriou. Demetriou's kick is short, up towards half forward. The flyer at the back was McConville. They certainly look different in different jerseys. Cracker can't quite get clear, holding the ball. No, says the umpire. It's going to be a bounce at centre half forward for North Melbourne.
Well, that was a good battle back that time by Odgers, Bob, because it looked as though Phil Cracker could have broken clear there.
Yes, it was a great tackle by Odgers, and Gary Odgers always puts in 100%.
Ball knocked out that time by St Kilda's Dwyer. There's a chance now for Law to drive the ball back there to Phil Cracker over his head. There's Barker coming in. Of course, Barker had a bad year last year with injuries, but he's back in business now and kicks the ball high. And there's a good mark taken out there by McConville. So McConville with a hand pass coming over now to Mace. And Mace of St Kilda drives it around there looking for Daryl Cunningham, but the ball is forced out of bounds. But at least St Kilda have got off to a great start. Just on 3 minutes gone of this first quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. That's the second match for the season. And it's St Kilda 1 goal, 6 points to North Melbourne yet to score. Ball back into play again. Bit of fumbling going on by both sides. The ball comes out now. The ball driven up there by Cronin. It's a high kick back there towards the forward pocket. Once again, it's picked up by Smith. I thought he was picked at centre half forward. The ball out wide. A chance now for North Melbourne's Crocker to get clear, but he's well collared and dropping the ball. A great tackle by Sidebottom. That was a ripper. Sidebottom with a long kick. Up there looking for Cunningham again. He's got it. Daryl Cunningham has already kicked 1 goal. They've got a big chance to score their second. And St Kilda looking good, Robert Skilton.
Yes, their defence has been tight. They're putting a lot of pressure on. And Wow Jones has dominated the ruck work so far, and he's teaming well with the players around him. St Kilda chock full of confidence the way they've started.
Waiting on Daryl Cunningham to go for goal number 2. And, of course, that'll be St Kilda's second. There it is. Oh, was he off target? Well, he just scraped the first one through, and well, he missed that. He's a bit disgusted with himself. So it's St Kilda 1 goal, 7 points to North Melbourne, yet to score just over the 4-minute mark of this, the first quarter.
It was odds to miss that. I was going to say hope he kicked straighter, but of course it was not to be. But nonetheless, he has kicked all of St Kilda's scores so far, which is 7 points. Big Mac, Ronald McDonald. Driving it out towards the centre wing position, looking for and finding Law. Has to go for a hurried hand pass, and like the Swans on Saturday, the Saints tackling pretty well. Now a chance for Cronin after a chain of hand passes. That kick is also off target, though, and through for only 1 point as Darryl Cunningham again gets there, but a little bit too late. And so one behind, St Kilda lead by 8 points.
You've got to be impressed with this first 5 minutes of St Kilda's, Bob, because they look pretty smart, don't they?
It's very quick, and they're teaming together perfectly so far.
Can they keep it up? Long way to go, but they've started off in the right vein. Certainly the two number 5s clash. None can bring it down. Good tackle on German out there. He comes out with the ball, but I don't think it's going to be his. Barker lying on top of him, as Lou mentioned, had a bad season with injury last year with a broken leg. So he'll be very keen to have a good run tonight, and hopefully an injury-free season in 1986. Dwyer for North Melbourne. The hand pass is on. Picked up by 21, Tony Fury. Or Barker does it beautifully. Judged it much better. Back to Renee Kink. And his old number 23, up towards the full forward line. Chance for Jimmy Cracker. Spins out of it well. Looks for the hand pass. Taken by Ramsey over the head of Manning. Dwyer again. Hurried hand pass. North defending desperately at the moment. Picked up by Manning. He's playing well so far. That one slews off the side of the boot. It could be okay. Flying high with Smith. Demetriou there. In goes Fashini. Demetriou getting the front posse. Tries to paddle the ball out. Picked up by Atkins. And of course the last time we saw him, he had long blonde hair, but he's lost the free kick on this occasion. It's a play on call. Chance for St Kilda player got decked. That could be downfield in the goal square. Fashini will take the free kick, I'd reckon.
The little Gotts, the ex-Fitzroy player, was down pretty heavily that time, Pete.
By Smith.
And, of course, that'll be downfield, and they are looking very fast.
Now, Fashini has the free kick in the goal square. If we can just take a close look at that. He took the mark anyway. There he is, yes. So it will be his kick, and he would, of course, have to fall over to miss it from there. So St Kilda doing all the attacking. North Melbourne have only been once over their half-forward line in the first 6.5 minutes. Goal. Fashini's first goal, St Kilda's second. North Melbourne yet to score in the Foster's Cup from VFL Park. And looking a little bit shell-shocked at the moment. Jones gets the tap out again. Was knocked down to Gotch. Smith up the half-forward, but Kink standing his ground well takes the mark. Possession number 2 for Renee Kink. He's gone for a short pass, and that's effective. Demetriou a little bit late on the scene, and the mark is taken by Grant. Grant out towards the half-forward line. Law, though, there for North Melbourne. Oh, he doesn't get a favourable bounce. Mace right there with him. Law battles it out well and puts North Melbourne into attack.
And the ball up there to Glenn Denning playing at centre half-forward. Hits the deck. Has a chance now for Renee Kink. He goes down. Back it goes to Jones. A hand pass to the wrong man. This gives Phil Cracker a chance over to Demetriou. This could be their first goal. What is the result? Yes, a goal to North Melbourne. And a badly needed one.
So a quick answer there, and maybe Wow Jones got the call from the opposition, because Wow wouldn't have time yet to realise just the voices of maybe his teammates as he gets it now. Hand passes to Cracker. A quick hand pass from Phil Cracker out to Andy Demetriou, and North's first goal on the board.
8.5 minutes gone of the first quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. 2 goals, 2-14 St Kilda to North Melbourne. 1 goal, 6 points. Back in the centre, Wow Jones against McDonald, and Jones has done a very good job so far as the knockouts are concerned. There's another one to him. It's a long one. Ackley goes the punch. It hits the deck. There's a go now for Cunningham. That's Jeff Cunningham driving it down. Punched away again by the North Melbourne defence. Dwyer got under that one. Oh, down goes Manning. They grab him, but he can't get clear. The umpire said it might have said play on. Picked up by German now for North Melbourne. Glenn Denning couldn't hold the mark, but he recovered well. Oh, well intercepted that time by Hodges. And he's a darn good little back pocket player, this fellow, as he sends the ball deep into attack. But there's Ackley. And we've seen him play some great games for the Sydney Swans as the ball goes out wide. Now to Schimmelbusch. He's out there on that wing position on his own. Goes for a pass, looking for Phil Cracker, who's got it right on the chest, out there at half-forward, getting away from Hodges. Goes for a pass, and Glenn Denning marks the ball about 50 metres out from goal, right on the boundary line.
North looking a little better, Luke.
Yep. There's the kick. Up they go. McCann come in too late. A chance now for a series. He was grabbed. I thought it might have been a free kick. Jobling gets a hand pass out. Covered that time by Dwyer, but he's thrown to the ground. Picked up again by Hodges, but the umpires decided to ball it up. Now he's going to play a free kick to North Melbourne. Demetriou to take the free kick. Out there on that half-forward flank, and he'd be about 50 metres out at least. There could be a 15-metre penalty here.
Jobling.
Jobling. Oh, is it going to Jobling?
Took the mark, Lou.
Oh, took the mark. I took me off the ball for a moment. That's that quick. The ball picked up by McConville. Out wide towards the wing position. A chance now for Law, who's doing pretty well on that half-back flank. Out it comes to Crocker now. A long hand pass over to Phil Cracker. Back it goes to Dwyer. Dwyer's out there at half-forward. A long kick looking for Jonah. Barker's there too. But Jonah's got a great mark. Outmanoeuvred the St Kilda captain to take the mark about 20 metres out from goal. On a bit of an angle, but could easily kick this one.
On replay now, we see good use of the body by Peter Jonas and outmanoeuvred his opponent. And Peter Jonas, very unlucky since coming over from South Australia. A broken leg twice. Good season last year, though.
There's the kick on its way. And it's a goal.
St Kilda lead by 2 points. Goals to North Melbourne's Demetriou and Jonas, bringing them right back into the play. Just on 11 minutes gone in the first quarter. Knocked down by McDonald, can't get it too far. Picked up by Fashini, showing a good turn of speed. Hooks it back up towards the centre wing position. Might be a free kick to St Kilda down the field. Yes, it is. Taken by Cunningham. Now towards left half forward flank. Lockett gets there first. Or turns around beautifully for a big guy. A long shot at goal. It's close. Hit the post.
He looks pretty fit, this guy now. Apparently he's lost about 12 kilos, Bob.
Yes, his opponent is one of the many moves made by North. Fury is lined up at fullback for North. German to the centre, Atkins to the wing, Spargo to a half-forward flank, Glendenning centre half-forward, and Phil Cracker to the forward pocket, but that one wouldn't have been any surprise anyway.
Mark taken by Grant. Back into the goal square. Lockett again. Should make amends from here. He's only about 20 metres out and pretty well directly in front. And gets a little bit of attention on the way down. So Tony Lockett.
Good strong mark, that one.
He's always been a good mark, hasn't he? Let's have a look at it again.
Well, he uses his body well too, Pete.
A perfect example. That eyes on the ball, hands outstretched, and normally an excellent kick for goal.
So 1 point to his name so far. Let's see if he can make a goal of it here and increase St Kilda's lead to 9 points. It should come around. It has done. Lockett puts it through for his first goal. The Saints by 9. Goal kickers Fashini, Daryl Cunningham and Lockett so far for the Saints. Demetriou and Jonas for North Melbourne.
Listen, Tony Lockett certainly does look a lot trimmer, Lou.
Well, he's lost 12 kilos, Bob, I believe.
And the kick from Grant. Fine mark.
Strong.
North couldn't really do a great deal about that one.
So the game opening fast and furious, as was the case on Saturday night between the Swans and Carlton. No fisticuffs here so far. The football's been pretty good. St Kilda lead by 9 points at the 13.5-minute mark of the first quarter. Foster's Cup action from VFL Park. Jones doing well in the ruck so far. I think he's only lost one. Chance for Jonas. Can't burrow his way through. Finally, North Melbourne do clear the ball, but it's a long, high kick out towards the centre wing position. Chance for King. Gets onto the left foot, hooks it back up towards left half forward. That's a good mark taken by Fashini. Made position well. The Saints looking good so far. Not with that one, though. Cronin out of bounds on the full, I think, for mine it is. Not much Phil Cronin can do about that. And the free kick to be taken by Cracker. Demetriou, short of centre wing. Long kick up the right half forward flank. Barker steals it. Gets grabbed down by Crocker. It might be a free kick to the Saints captain. In fact, it is. And Barker will take the free kick at left half-back flank.
And St Kilda 3 goals, 3-21 to North Melbourne. 2 goals, 12 points. Just over the 14-minute mark of this first quarter of the Foster's Footy Cup. Ball knocked out that time by Smith. It hits the deck. A bit of fumbling going on here by Manning. The ball comes back to Demetriou. He goes down. Was he pushed in the back? The umpire said yes. And he'll take the free kick out there on the wing position. A quick hand pass to Dwyer. Short pass, a fumble that time by Asir. It was a difficult mark. Jones doing a great job. Got a hand pass over. Grabbed beautifully by Manning. A long kick over the half forward. There's a chance now. Well intercepted that time by Ackley. Law tries to thread his way and got the couple. And the umpire's paying a free kick. He got one right on the chops that time.
St Kilda fans calling for the ball, but he did cop one too high. There was no doubt a free kick. A good decision.
Ball back into play again. Pretty high standard match too, as it's knocked out that time by Mace, picked up by Schimmelbusch. He's virtually making a comeback this year. Knocked away by King from Glendenning. German's got a chance to send them deep into attack. He's looking for a lead now from McCann. He's dropped a shot. That's a great mark taken there by Phil Cracker. He started off pretty well this quarter too, Phil Cracker, out there at half-forward flank. And he's only about, let's see, no more than about 25 to 30 metres out. Phil Cracker on that half-forward floor, in the forward pocket, actually, about, as I said, 30 metres out from goal. Let's see what he can do with it. Is it coming around enough? No, he didn't allow enough that time, and it's through for 1 point. So North Melbourne move on to 2 goals, 113. 8 points the difference. St Kilda 3 goals, 321, just on the 16-minute mark of the first quarter. Well intercepted that time by McDonald. In front of Frawley, a hand pass comes back, was the wrong man. Frawley picked up, it was a shocking hand pass by McCann. There's a chance now for Demetrio, and McConville having a great battle. McConville won't give in either. He goes after, he pounces on the ball, he's come up with it. Great play by McConville. He got the ball away, a chance now for Atkins to get clear. He does, scoots around his opponent. A hand pass coming over to Shimmerbush. Short pass, McDonald's taken the mark out there at half forward. A quick hand pass comes over, the ball driven up there deep. Pushed out now by Frawley. The umpire said in the back it'll go to McCann. That was good play on the part of Jonas getting that ball down there too. So a chance now for North Melbourne to score their 3rd goal. McCann would be, I think he's got to make amends after that bad hand pass, but before hand pass to the bloke on the mark.
Stephen McCann, one of the veterans in the North Melbourne side. About 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. And it looks pretty good from here. The goal umpire moving across a little low and signalling only 1 behind, much to the delight of the St Kilda fans here. 7 points the difference. 2-2 plays 3-3 in the first quarter in progress, just past the 17-minute mark. Frawley, good long kick up towards left half back. Mace goes the knock on successfully. Chance for Fashini, and he's got good pace. He'd need to get clear of Cracker. It's up towards the centre wing position. Manning, he's been in everything in the first quarter, doesn't get a favourable bounce. Ball knocked back to Ackley. Beautiful turn by the former Swans back pocket player, and the ball out of bounds on centre wing. It'll be thrown in just as Crocker gets a hand to it in a very high standard Foster's Cup match, first quarter from VFL Park. McDonald and Jones, 2 old war horses, especially the latter, and wow, doing pretty well so far with his new number 10 and new Guernsey, picked up by Fashini, has already kicked a goal. That will be close to out of bounds on the full, not quite. Chance for St Kilda to bring it down through Dwyer. 2 Dwyers on the field, 36 and 32. This is 35. It's Grant for St Kilda. Grant right on the boundary line. Need to be a miraculous kick to score a goal from there.
Free kick, Pete.
And the umpire has found a free kick for a high tackle, and it's going to whom?
It'll go to Fury, I think.
Fury, yes, Fury's kick.
Actually, Fashini hasn't played a bad first quarter here, Bob. He's been in everything, hasn't he?
5 kicks.
It's good to see him back on the ball there, and he studied his career at a Rover and then almost became a permanent forward pocket, and then last year as a half-back flanker almost. And so personally, I'm delighted to see him roving.
2 number 36s in the action, punched out by Dwyer. Cunningham can't get clear, tries to get it back to Hodges or Mace. The latter takes possession inside half forward. The kick off the side of the boot, though. Need to be a couple of high flyers here. Demetriou can't handle it. Neither can Cronin. It's left to Cunningham, Daryl Cunningham, who kicked the first goal of the match. He's gone for a pass, not a particularly good one. Now it's okay. A chance for the Saints to be picked up by Gotch. Gotch has gone for a short pass, and that's all right as well. The mark taken by Grant.
He's been busy.
Yes, he's been a busy player.
19 minutes gone in the quarter.
There's a lead coming from Lockett. A beautiful pass by Grant that time, and Lockett didn't let him down. He's got the mark right in the forward pocket.
Kicked 1-1 so far.
And he looks $1 million. And I reckon this guy could be one of the great full forwards that's played football for a long time if he just knuckles down a bit, Bob, because he's got himself nice and trim now. And there's no doubt, I think you did mention, he's a pretty accurate kick for goal.
Normally an excellent kick, and does look to be a real player of the future.
Let's see what he can do with this one. There is the kick on its way. Is it coming around enough? It's a goal. And that's a very handy one. He's second. So just on just over the 19.5-minute mark of this first quarter, it's St Kilda 4 goals, 327, and looking good for North Melbourne, 2 goals, 214.
They've had some very busy players up forward. Daryl Cunningham, his kicking not the best, but nonetheless he's shown a lot of pace and been all over the ground. Grant is running Law around. There's the siren for quarter time. And at quarter time, St Kilda 4 goals, 3-27, leading North Melbourne on 2-2-14.
VFL Park. Quarter-time scores, St Kilda 4-3 and North Melbourne 2-2. The goal kickers for St Kilda so far, 2 to Lockett and 1-2 for Sheeny and Daryl Cunningham. And for North Melbourne, the goal kickers, Andy Demetriou and Peter Jonas. Bob Skilton, how did you see the first quarter?
It was an excellent quarter of football by St Kilda, Pete. And they have got their 13-point lead with good forward play. Their forwards have been moving, starting well up the ground and really running the North defence off their feet. Grant and Cunningham were the 2 players responsible, and they've had a good focal point in Tony Lockett up there with 2 good goals from full forward. It's good to see them giving that full forward plenty of space. Wow Jones not dominated the ruck work from as far as knockouts were concerned right from the start. North had good players in their centre player in German and Atkins on one wing. They didn't get a lot of drive out of their key forward players. Glenn Denning didn't do a lot at centre half forward, nor did McCann at full forward. But I think you'll find North Melbourne a little bit shell-shocked by the start by St Kilda, and I'm sure that John Kennedy will be settling them down a little bit right now.
13 points the difference at quarter time in favour of St Kilda. The coaches complete their addresses. Graham Jelly having plenty to say. Likewise, John Kennedy. We'll take a break from all studios and be back for the second quarter in just a moment. Right, welcome back to VFL Park. And the coaches completing their addresses. Bob Skilton just said something very funny to me. In the likeness between Ackley and Ramsey. Thank you, Bob. Best player on the ground tonight will receive a fabulous prize from National. We're delighted to have National back with us again. They've been with us for a number of years now in the Foster's Cup matches here at VFL Park. A fantastic prize. Let's check on it right now.
Tonight's player of the match will receive this magnificent car audio system, including an auto-reverse cassette player, AM/FM stereo radio, high-power, slim-profile 7-band graphic equalizer, amplifier, and high-efficiency 2-way speaker system. All with the compliments of National Car Audio. Sound on the move. The player of the series will own and drive Nissan's all-new Australian-developed Prestige family saloon. The new car, which will boast the highest level of luxury and comfort, is due to be unveiled shortly. Remember, you're on a winner at your Nissan dealer.
Great prize, and we'll be voting for the National prize a little bit later on during the night. Now, men on the boundary, Jack Edwards and Peter Donegan. What's it like down there? Gentlemen, what do the coaches have to say?
Well, Pete, John Kennedy was pretty quiet at quarter time, and he just said that St Kilda's running players are doing the damage at the moment, and that's why they have the advantage. And I noticed that a couple of the boys, Jack, were changing out of the moulded soles and changing into the long stops, which obviously with these conditions is advisable.
Well, I saw quite a few players slip in that quarter. That grass is very deep, and they don't quite get into the ground. They slip in the wet grass.
There's a bit of breeze out here too.
Yeah, the breeze is favouring the scoreboard end goal, which St Kilda had earlier. It's coming in from the outer side. It's worth about a goal, I'd think. In fact, it's freshening now as we speak. And I think St Kilda are going to play the team game, as Graham Jelly said. Get the ball down, and if your fella gets taken out, they back up from there. But they've got to get the ball on the ground and get it toward goal, very close to goal, and take the scoring shots from in front of goal, not the boundaries. So they're moving well. Very good game.
13 points the difference. St Kilda in front at quarter time. Back to Peter Landing.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Jack. Just about set for the second quarter, a lead of 13 points in favour of St Kilda, with Tony Lockett kicking 2 goals in the opening term. For Sheeny 1 and Daryl Cunningham 1. And for North Melbourne, Andy Demetriou 1 goal and Peter Jonas 1 goal. Second quarter, Foster's Cup action from VFL Park on the 7 network. Great game of football so far. Can the Saints maintain their advantage? McDonald gets that one out to Arsiri. Good long kick by the North Melbourne Rover. And Cracker, that's a fine mark, Phil Cracker.
He's played a pretty good game out there at half forward, Bob, with the limited opportunities.
Yes, I think it might be a 15-metre penalty. No, it's not to be. And I would have thought that might have earned a 15-metre penalty.
Yeah, I'd reckon.
Cracker about 45 metres out. It's a long kick, but well off the side of the boot. Out of bounds on the full. And it will be a free kick to St Kilda to be taken by Frawley. McCain standing on the mark. Frawley favours the member stand side. Cronin's out there, can't get the crumbs. Demetriou in front of him, paddles the ball forward, picked up by Arsiri again. Schimmelbusch, a shot at goal, won't quite make the distance. Oh, that's a high tackle surely, and Phil Cracker will get the benefit of the umpire's decision once more, and this time a lot closer to goal, but on the other side of the ground.
Just wondering how strong that breeze is, Pete.
Well, it's perceptible certainly from up here, and I would say favouring that end, but it's very deceptive sitting here in the stands.
Oh, go for it.
Oh, should be a shot at goal from there from Spargo. What's he done with it? I think he's put it through. No, he hasn't. One behind.
Well, he hesitated, didn't he?
He did.
I think the inexperience of young Spargo was showing there. He was about to short pass and didn't realise that in moving forward off the side of the mark, he was then actually playing on.
2 goals the difference, still in favour of St Kilda. Frawley brings the ball back into play. 2 St Kilda players spoiled each other there, McConville and Mace. The umpire has been a little bit lenient and played it to Peter McConville, the former Carlton player. McConville from right half-back flank. Brings it up towards the centre wing position. Big pack of players there. No mark paid to side bottom. The umpire gives a play on call. Smith doesn't get a favourable bounce. Law has to go for a hurried hand pass. North Melbourne through German try and get the ball clear. Beautiful smother by Cronin. That was excellent stuff. And a chance for St Kilda to swing into attack through Narkle.
And the ball back. Oh, well played and a good mark to Fury that time. That was a gutsy mark, but it shook him up a bit.
That was a great smother before, Bob, wasn't it?
Yes, it certainly was, and that was the difference between the ball being at one end of the ground or the other.
That was right in the old solar plexus, Bob. You don't like them there. They sting a bit as the ball goes back to the centre of the ground.
Well, don't get a worry Fury, though, Lou.
I don't think so. Picked up by German. A long kick up there looking for Phil Cracker again, but he's swamped down there. There's a go now for the ball kicked off the ground and away. It might be a free kick. It'll go to young...
Actually penalised the side, really. Nonetheless, Spargo might make the distance. I think he's called the advantage rule and allowed the goal.
Okay, a chance now for Spargo.
Phil Cracker was allowed that goal, Lou.
Oh, they allowed that?
Yes, I was a little surprised because I think the umpire had stopped as we'll watch it now. And Odgers coming across, couldn't take the mark. And there's the free kick. And now the play goes from McCann to Arsiri across to Phil Cracker, right on the line. Cracker putting it through, and it did look as though the umpire had actually paid the free kick.
Well, it's 6 points the difference into this second quarter of the Foster's Footy Cup by just over 3 minutes. Ball back there towards Ackley, punches the ball away. A good knockout away from Gotts. A chance now for the ball knocked out by Spargo over to Jimmy Cracker. He goes down as a go for Mace. Can't pick the ball up. Ackley's right on his back. He won't give in. In goes Cracker. Copped him very high. And the umpire's playing a free kick to Mace. Quickly plays on, looking there for... well, there's no one there actually for St Kilda. This allows Crocker to pick it up and take it away from the danger zone down there at full back out there to Demetrio on the front posse. But he can't pick the ball up. It'll go out of bounds. Well played that time by Cronin. Stopped him from breaking clear. And the ball is out of bounds on St Kilda's half forward on about 70 metres around from their goal. They're 27 points to North Melbourne 21. Just over the 4-minute mark of this second quarter. I noticed that Sidebottom's got a very nasty knock on the nose there, Bob. It's bleeding pretty badly.
The mouth, I think it is, actually.
Is it the mouth, is it?
Quite a bit of blood there, Luke.
Ball kicked back there towards that half-forward line. Rene kick at the back. The ball is knocked out. Going in to meet it now, we see for St Kilda. I couldn't quite pick him up. That as Demetrio goes down. Was it in the back? And it's German picking the crumbs up that time as he drives it back, looking for Phil Cracker, doing a terrific job. But that time was punched away. Going in to meet it that time again was Dwyer, picked up by Phil Cracker. He's doing a marvellous job. He's a clever player. As he goes for a pass, can McCann pick it up on the first stop on the half volley? Hand pass over to Glenn Denning, a snap at goal. But there's Fashini the way to take the mark and save the day down there for St Kilda.
And Gary Odgers takes the hand pass from him, looks for a short pass to Cunningham, and Jeff Cunningham doesn't let him down. Good strong mark on the half-back line. Cunningham in turn goes for a short pass. And that's okay. Manning back to Wow Jones. Jones long, side bottom. Has he got the mark? I thought so. Side bottom still bleeding profusely from the mouth though. Cronin in the meantime. Short pass, not a good one. Intended to Mace. Good block by Lockett. Intended smother by Fury. Had the desired result. It's out of bounds.
Well, that knock in the stomach didn't stop Fury, Bobby. Bounced back. Covers a great smother.
So I think he thrives on a bit of that type of play.
I reckon. Could be the Irish in him, do you reckon?
I think so.
5.5 minutes gone. Dwyer has the front running. Now it's a chance for Spargo. Gets offloaded out of bounds. That was a good bump by Grant. Now it's a free kick. It's not a good bump. It did indeed look like a hip and shoulder, and I think St Kilda supporters thought likewise. McConville is the flyer. That is a good mark. Or high tackle, call it what you will. It's McConville's ball. He actually paid the free kick and not the mark. I thought it was the former, but St Kilda have possession, and that's the main thing. Chance for Grant. Lockett couldn't take that one. McDonald showing a good turn of speed. The big fellow gets it high and long. Out towards the centre wing. Jonas. Oh, he was off. Great tackle, Barker. Loose ball on centre wing. Chance for Cracker again. Fires out a lightning fast hand pass to Jonas. who's good enough to get a kick in, not well directed. St Kilda playing desperate football at the moment as it comes to Jobling, runs straight into Arsiri. High tackle while holding the ball. Which is it? North Melbourne's ball. And Arsiri to take the free kick on centre wing. Tackling by both sides has been very good so far tonight, and that's an excellent mark. Wow, Jones looking pretty fit early in the season. Back to Odgers. Good little back pocket player. Not his best hand pass. Atkins, long pass. Jonas and McConville. Phil Cracker. Atkins. Still in play, out of bounds now. And we'll see a boundary throw in almost in the left forward pocket. 6 points the difference in favour of St Kilda, 4-3 to 3-3. Foster's Cup action from VFL Park, knocked down by Glendinning, having a good duel with Kink so far in the match. Law should have taken that mark, the ball becoming a little bit greasy. Butters up well again though, gets it back to Schimmelbusch. It's all St Kilda down there, but it goes to Phil Cracker. It will be a free kick though, and it will be taken by Jobling in the right back pocket.
And Jobling to take the free kick down there in the back pocket. St Kilda 4-3-27 to North Melbourne 3-3-21. Pack fly punched out by Smith, and the ball is out of bounds on North Melbourne's half-forward line, but a heck of a way around from their goals. About 75, 80 metres around from that position. There's Kennedy yelling out as usual. Well, most coaches do that, don't they, during a game? I don't think Kennedy would need a phone or a microphone. They could hear him all over the ground. Gotts dropped that one, picked up by Jonas over to Demetrio at centre half forward. Balks nicely. There's a chance for a goal. He fires at them and it's through the middle. And that's put North Melbourne back in business. 8.5 minutes into the second quarter, scores dead level in the Foster's Football Cup. Up she goes again. Wow, Jones, he was beaten that time by McDonald. Down it comes to German. Has a bit of trouble picking it up. They slip and slide. There's a stack up at the umpires. Found a free kick. It'll go out there to... it's Gotch, the ex-Fitzroy player, sending the ball back towards centre half forward. In front there was side bottom, knocked out. A hand pass comes out from Cunningham over to his brother. No, it was Barker, I should say. The ball going back to that half-forward line, but it's out of bounds. It beat Odgers. He couldn't catch it, but it's out of bounds about 55 metres around. There's Graham Jelly, the St Kilda coach. But he'd be pretty happy with their performance so far. Knocked out by McCann. Scrimmage develop again. Demetrio tries to get it, but they're all having a go, and the umpire will ball it up. Still on that St Kilda half-forward on about 55 metres out from their goal. Scores dead level, 27 points apiece into this second quarter by 9.5 minutes. And it's been a pretty high standard game. Side bottom stuck the foot out, and the free kick will go to McCann out there at half-back. Kick by McCann is a long one up there towards the centre of the ground. Rene King in front, flying high that time. Was Odgers, goes after it again. He's got a chance to pick it up. He's grabbed by Jonas, still plays round the neck. He's got to get a free kick, and he takes the free kick at centre half forward. A fine player, this little fellow in the back pocket. Goes for a short pass, and well intercepted that time by Law. One of the most reliable half-back flankers in the business. A tough cookie too, as he shoots the ball out wide, looking there for Ackley, but it's too long. It's out of bounds on the full, and that'll be a penalty free kick to St Kilda, and a chance to send them deep into attack. It'll go to side bottom. I notice the face or the mouth area is still bleeding pretty heavily there. Must have copped one in a pack. Can happen in football, can't it, Bob?
Happens occasionally.
Off the top of the pack. There's a chance now for Atkins to break clear. Goes for a hand pass. It's okay. Picked up by Asiri. It's a long one out to the wide open space. There's no one there for North Melbourne, and going over the line that time was Odgers, and the ball is out of bounds.
Lou, it's quite noticeable that in this quarter the forward line of St Kilda is a lot more crowded than it was in the first term, when they were running around and making plenty of spaces and giving Lockett somewhere to lead to.
Well, 11 minutes gone of this second quarter. 4 goals, 327 points apiece.
Well, St Kilda fans looking for holding the ball. They'll get a decision against Phil Cracker, and the free kick going to Fashini on centre wing. Schimmelbusch, Grant in pursuit. Not a long kick by Schimmer. Mace getting underneath the ball. Good, strong, gutsy mark, that one. Mace from centre wing. Puts the Saints into attack, yet to score in this quarter. At the back, Schimmelbusch, good use of the body. Couldn't take the grab for holding the man.
Free kick to Fury, Pete.
I don't think there's much argument about that, although there's a little bit of a disagreement developing there.
Bob, Glendinning's been pretty quiet, and I think you've got to give full credit to Rene King for that, because, you know, he's got a pretty accomplished player there and trying to hold him.
So speak of the devil,
there he is.
King punching the ball away, but Demetrio not so quiet.
Demetrio playing well for North Melbourne, showing plenty of confidence, runs his full 15 metres. The pass is on down towards full forward, but Peter McConville standing his ground well to mark over German. McConville wide to the outer side, looking for Cronin, who takes the mark in front of Spargo. Cronin from left half-back flank.
Dwyer off, Narkle on.
In front is Ackley. And not Roy Ramsey, as I called him in the first quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's not unlike him either, really, because old Roy used to have the beard there from one stage, didn't he?
So my apologies to David. We've altered the stats accordingly, of course. The Saints still to score in the second term. North doing all the running. Arceri now doing just that in the forward pocket. A shot at goal looks pretty good, and I think he might have put that one through for full points. He has. Andy Demetriou limping off the ground, possibly with a hamstring. We'll get Peter Donington or Jack Edwards to check on that shortly. But he was playing well, and he was the player that brought North Melbourne back into it. This is his replacement, Robertson, number 33. Mace getting underneath the ball and once again takes the mark in front of German. Mace looking for a player making a lead across the half-forward line. St Kilda still to add to their quarter-time total. Now, there will be a 15-metre penalty at the 13.5-minute mark. As Bob said, their forward line not functioning as it was in the first quarter when they kicked 4-3. I said they've still to add to that total. Schimmelbusch does a pirouette. That's the pas de deux. Narkle and Jonas clash. Jonas's kick is a high one, doesn't cover much ground, and the mark taken by McConville, and he puts the Saints into attack out towards Cunningham.
Well, Law went after Cunningham that time, collected, picked up by Atkins out there at half-forward. Back it goes to Law at half-back. Shoots the ball out to the wing, a chance for German to mark, but McConville's got him well covered and recovers very well to take that ball out there on the wing position. Goes for a pass. He's found Manning. Manning's grabbed as he tries to break care. It'll be holding the ball against him. That was a good tackle that time by young Spargo. Ball back towards centre half forward. No one can take the mark. It hits the deck again. Plenty of falling over. Kick went down. They're all trying to get a hand pass out there. Kicked off the ground by Jonas. The ball shot back there towards that half forward line. The ball knocked out again to Fashini. He's grabbed. Coming out of the pack again is Spargo. Goes for a long kick over the half forward line. The pack fly. And there's a good mark taken in defence that time by McConville. Ball out wide now. Tapped on. There's a chance for Narkle to break clear. Shows plenty of pace. He's got to get a free kick. They were hanging on. But the umpire said no as the ball goes out of bounds. Well, it was a free kick to Narkle, Bob.
No doubt in my mind, Lou, the umpire missed it completely.
Crowd thought so.
So the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing position. With St Kilda 4 goals, 3:27, trailing North Melbourne 5-3-33. 15.5 minutes gone. Ball driven back there by Robertson for North Melbourne. Picked up by Barker. Was he tripped? The umpire said no. Finally, the ball driven away again by Mace. Back towards the wing position. That's we see taking a mark there on the wing is Crocker. Short pass. Play has deteriorated a little bit, but still it's a tough game out there as we see a hand pass from Schimmelbusch coming over to Spargo. He'll get a free kick. He was grabbed when he didn't have the ball. Goes quickly for a hand. Now it's coming back now. Over to Schimmelbusch, his captain. And Schimmelbusch on that half-forward line goes for a long kick up there towards the full-forward position. And a great mark taken there by Jones in defence.
Playing well, isn't he?
Well, they'd be very happy with his debut with St Kilda tonight. There's no doubt about that. A bit of a box on down there.
Frawley and McDonald, it looks like.
Well, they're boxing on there, and Jones steps in. Oh, wow, to settle things down a bit, but made it a little bit worse, I would say. And there's Rene King showing how well good he can fight, too. I don't think he'll be signed up by any boxing promoters. Would you say that, Bob?
You said it, Lou, not me.
Yeah,
well, I didn't show the best of form there.
Well, you're looking at me when you asked the question to Bob.
Well, Jones's kick is out wide. But still, it's a 15-metre penalty. Let's go down to Peter Donegan and get a report on Demetrio, number 28 for North Melbourne.
Yes, thanks, Lou. It's a hamstring injury, and they've just brought some ice out, and they're going to bandage it and put some ice on it. I wouldn't think that he'd be appearing before the second half.
That's a goal, I think, the cracker. Yes. Jimmy Cracker's first goal, and North Melbourne increased their lead to 2 goals. St Kilda still to add to their quarter time total, so it's been a very good term for the Kangaroos here at VFL Park in the Foster's Cup as Jonas goes for the knock-on. It favours Schimmelbusch, who's had plenty of kicks in this quarter. Narkle just about has his head pulled off, and finally the Saints will get a free kick. As Lou mentioned earlier, Narkle unlucky perhaps not to get one previously, but he's assisted here by a 15-metre penalty. Decides to play on quickly, trying to find side bottom. It was not a well-directed pass. Dwyer chips in, gets it out to McCann, tries the straight-arm tackle on Manning, and that will be in the back.
I think it was a throw before that, wouldn't you say, Pub? Oh, golly.
It was pretty close to it anyway. The umpire didn't see it. Side bottom, still bleeding from the mouth. Rowan side bottom, about 50 metres or 60 metres out from goal, goes for the pass, and that's all right. Bradley Gotch taking the mark, smallest player on the field, and probably the smallest in the VFL. Still a fair way from goal, they're just the same, but Lockett makes the lead. He's decided to ignore that and go over his head. That will be St Kilda's first score for the quarter, and it came up at the 19-minute mark, virtually one behind. And so the Saints now 4-4, still well in this match, but it hasn't been a good quarter for them. Fury. Well, not a good kick. Here's a chance for St Kilda. 2 players are there. None of them can take the mark, though. Ball driven away. Picked up by Jonas. That was from Robertson. Really has been a good turn for North Melbourne. Cracker playing well. This is Phil Cracker. He's gone for a short pass. That's a gem. McDonald, has he got it? Yes, the umpire has paid it. Was that a little bit lenient, Bob, or was that a mark?
I think he might have even might have blown his whistle a little early, but it could have been a free kick.
OK, what was your decision at home? Donald McDonald has the mark, well within kicking distance.
A little lucky, I think.
It wasn't Cracker's fault. It was a magnificent pass.
A chance for his first goal. I think he's missed it, judging by the goal umpire, one behind. And Donald McDonald can't believe it. He'd be very disappointed with that as the half-time siren goes. And North Melbourne leading by 12 points in the Foster's Cup. 6 goals for 40 points, and Kilda 4-4-28.
Well, Tony Lockett, I would say, would be very disappointed with that quarter of football. He certainly didn't get the space that he had in the first term, and St Kilda a little bit over-anxious. I think they were colliding with each other in that term, running into each other often, whereas North Melbourne did settle down, and I'm sure that quiet talk that John Kennedy gave them at quarter time would have suggested, as we see Andrew Demetrio with the ice on the leg, and it was bad luck for Demetrio because he was in scintillating form, and North Melbourne really deserved their goals. I don't think there's any favour by the wind, even though North Melbourne kicked 4 goals in that quarter. St Kilda kicked 4 in the first quarter. I think it was more a case of St Kilda playing so well in the first term, North in the second term.
St Kilda led by 13 points at quarter time. They trailed by 12 points at half time. 4-4 to 6-4 in the Foster's Cup, and we'll be back with our half-time summary in just a moment. Let's go downstairs now to ground level. Peter Donegan and Jack Edwards, any news from the respective camps?
Yes, people, as Bobby mentioned, Andy Demetrio, it would be unlikely that he'll come back on. That's the position. He won't be taking any further part in the game, unfortunately, for North Melbourne, so they're one short, Jack.
Well, it'd be wise not to bring him back too, because the hamstring, give a few weeks, get it over, and he'll come back fitter. In St Kilda, I think they're a bit worried about the way North played the second quarter, and they have reason to be too, because North, to me, appear to be going very well. They should take this game out by about 6 or 7 goals, I would think. And I think St Kilda just trying, still in the stage of team building. I've been doing it for years, but they're still trying, and that I give them great credit for that.
Righto, Jack, the second half about to get underway as we return to Peter, Bob and Rob.
For those of you that have forgotten Jack Edwards, he did play for North Melbourne.
Once a shin boner, always a shin boner, Pete.
Second half of the match, North Melbourne lead by 12 points. After they trailed by 13 at quarter time, can the Saints reproduce that form of the opening quarter? Well, Fashini had to burrow underneath Wow Jones there. Wouldn't be the easiest thing in the world to do. Chance for Grant now as he gets it. Knuckle with the left foot, long up towards full forward. Good defence there by North Melbourne. Still no addition to the score at half-time. 6-4 to 4-4 in favour of North Melbourne. Knocked down by Jones. McConville looking for a free kick. I think he might get one for holding the man. He has done.
Doing pretty well too.
Yes, he's played a fair game, Bob.
He was a very versatile player at Carlton. Played in many positions. He's on the half-back flank right now and a good long clearing kick.
Well, I was rather surprised, Bob, to see Carlton let him go. Law's not doing a bad job out there at half-back either. He's put it over towards Jonas, but it'll be out of bounds with Mace coming on the scene a little bit late. So it's out of bounds on the centre wing position. Into this third quarter of the Foster's Football Cup for 1986. That's the second of the series. Just on 2.5 minutes gone, and North Melbourne 12 points in front. Ball hits the deck again. Manning goes after it, right on the boundary line. A little last series there too, and he was a player that impressed me last year a bit in the last few games for North Melbourne, Bob.
It's not a lot of height, but if you burrow in the way Arceri does, then it's not necessarily to have the height.
Who's the taller, Bob? Gotch or Arceri? There wouldn't be much in it, actually, would there?
I think about a half a stop.
Centimetre.
Back up there towards the St Kilda half-forward line, badly needing a goal. That going down that time was Spargo. Cunningham tries to get a hand pass out, but the umpire will ball it up right on the edge of the square in St Kilda's attacking zone. It's about 65 metres out from their goal, and they're 28 points to North Melbourne 40. Just over the 6,000 mark here. Not a bad crowd either. Ball pushed out by side. Bottom goes after it again. But Cunningham gets it over there to his brother Jeff. There's a mark taken by Lockett. A chance for his third goal. He's only about 20 metres out from goal. You can see the angle on screen.
2 goals and 1 poster to Tony Lockett so far. That was a good mark.
There's no doubt about him, Bob. When he starts to move for the ball, he looks a very impressive full forward, doesn't he?
Yes, and I'll be very surprised if Lockett doesn't put through his third goal.
Well, let's see what he can do with this one. That's the prediction of triple Brownlow medalist Bob Skilton. It'll make the difference 6 points if he's successful. Oh, he's hit the post.
That's 2.
That's 2 posters to Tony Lockett, so it's 29 plays 40. North Melbourne still 11 points in front. And just over the 4-minute mark of this, the third quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. Good night for football. I suppose, Peter, too, that the breeze would be favouring the end that St Kilda are kicking to by looking at the flags which are not on the grandstand.
If you can work that out at home, folks, just write or ring up whenever you can. Chance for North Melbourne now through Spargo. Spargo on centre wing. He's gone for a pass down towards the right half forward line. Not a particularly good one. 3 St Kilda players are there. Gary Hodges gets dispossessed pretty quickly. Ball paddled out to Cracker. Gives it back to German. Good tackle by McConville though, but he managed to shrug it. The shot at goal. Won't quite make it. Phil Cracker is there. Can he make it 2? Beautiful ball onto the right foot, and he's put it through. Great. 2 goals to Phil Cracker, joining Andy Demetriou as the leading goal kicker for North Melbourne so far.
I'm very, very surprised, Pete, as I said at half-time, that jobbling has been left on Phil Cracker.
Yes, well, he's shaping up as the best man on the ground tonight. He can maintain this form. McConville, lovely sidestep, gets around 3 North Melbourne players. That was class. But, of course, we saw that at Carlton. Now a chance for the Saints to swing forward through Frawley. Up to the half-forward line, but they're breaking down there badly. Crocker, bad hand pass, and picked up for St Kilda by Gotch. Gotch's kick is a short one. North Melbourne defence working overtime. Oh, Fashini sharks it, beautifully done. The chance for side bottom, must goal from there, and he's put through the Saints' first goal since quarter time.
Good play on the part of Fashini. Could have easily gone for himself, but made a certainty of it, Bob.
Yes, it's the only way to do, Lou. You give some, you get them back in turn, and it was a nice piece of play as we see Gotch put the ball forward. Possibly a free kick there. As we see Fury, the wild hand pass forward, and the pace of Fashini really telling. A lovely hand pass, and side bottom saying thank you very much.
6.5 minutes gone of the third quarter. Yeah, Robertson's a little bit shaken up. Well, let's hope he's okay. The difference 11 points in favour of North Melbourne, so
That goal might be just what they need.
Well, that's right. They've picked up a point on the lead at half-time. They were trailing by 12 points. It's only 11 points the difference now. The centre bounce. Well, Jones against McDonald. Knocked out by Jones again. Jimmy Cracker comes in. Couldn't get clear. They pounce on. That's Cunningham going right through the pack, and the umpire will ball it up once again at centre field. Well, actually, Jeff Cunningham's been a little bit quiet tonight. His brother's been more of been a better player, Bob.
A very good player early in the game, but in that second quarter was very quiet. And you know, sometimes I think that Jeff has become too aggressive, and it would be better to take it out on the ball.
Well, there's a good mark taken that time by Grant. Goes for a hand pass over to Hodges out there at half forward. Another long hand pass coming out to down there to, let me see the big fella. It's side bottom. Picked up by Little Narkle with the head guard on. Goes for a short pass. It'll be okay, and marked there by Darryl Cunningham.
It'll be 15 metres.
15, wasn't it, Bob? Yeah.
Well, Darryl Cunningham would
hasn't been paid.
will have the kick from about 25 to 30 metres out from goal on a pretty acute angle, but could easily kick this one.
His kicking has not been the best. He nearly made a meal of the first goal, just scraped it in, and then missed another one.
Difference only 11 points. And a goal here would certainly lift St Kilda no end. Kick by Cunningham, right across the face of goals. The pack fly. Umpires call play on as Fury tries to claim that mark. It's a free kick against him for holding the ball. And the free kick will go to Lockett. That was quick thinking on the part of Lockett too, Bob.
And it did look as though Fury did play on. A good tackle by Lockett, but if you had a look at the arm of Lockett, no chance of getting rid of the ball whatsoever.
Well, he's got a chance to kick goal number 3 from about 10 metres out. The angle's pretty acute. 11 points the difference. Waiting on Lockett. Going for goal number 3 and goal number 6 for St Kilda. The result is a goal.
Bob, was that one of those perfect tackles that umpire Bill Danner has been trying to introduce, a free kick for such?
I do believe so, Pete, but I don't think Fury had any chance whatsoever of getting rid of the ball. And to me, it wasn't a perfect tackle. The player with the ball has to be given a chance.
North Melbourne swing into attack. The opportunity for German. McConville may beat him to it. The boundary line is too close for both of those players, though. It is out of bounds, and it will be a boundary throw in left half forward flank for North Melbourne. Scoreboard in the Foster's Cup. 6-5-41, St Kilda, North Melbourne 7-4-46. McCann, number 16, doing battle with Wow Jones. And Wow Jones has certainly been the best big man on the ground in my book so far. A fine debut for his new club, St Kilda, after spending many years with Carlton. Picked up by Fashini. Fashini hooks it back. Unfortunately, Wow Jones not in the best position there. Maybe 15 metres. Jones getting whistled back. Schimmelbusch. He's gone for a hand pass, picked up by McDonald. He'll have a shot at goal. It's long, it's high, it's not accurate though. It's out of bounds on the full, and it will be a free kick to either Kink, or it might even be taken down there by Jobling. Jobling's going to take it. Kick falling a little bit short in front. Cunningham. Jim Cracker knocks it away at the last minute. Cunningham doesn't like it. Lets him know. Could almost lost the ball. Hodges. Back towards centre field. Looking for him, finding Cronin. Narkle rather, gets clear of German. Beautiful mark and lead from Lockett. Fury playing well. Good duel between those two down there. One of the best on the ground, and Fury this time quite content to see the ball over the boundary line.
Yes, Lockett, I agreed with what Lockett was doing there. As we see the St Kilda interchange bench, he had two players further down the ground and was trying to get it to them. Unfortunately, the move was right, but the execution wrong.
Manning, well tackled by German. Still St Kilda's ball through Grant along the boundary line. Picked up by Ackerley, who does look remarkably like Roy Ramsey. Knocked away by Barker.
Free kick to Jonas, Pete.
I think pretty clearly so. Peter Jonas from a bit short of left centre wing. Spargo has the run of the ball. McConville steals it beautifully. Former Carlton player doing well down there in the fence. Jones back to Frawley. Frawley short of centre wing likewise. High ball up towards the Foster's side. Now it's a chance for side bottom. Hand pass is atrocious. McDonald crashes his way through. And well played by Big Mac. Smith short pass out to Spargo. Spargo beautifully tackled again. Good enough to get a hand pass. Jones shrugs what tackle and goes for the short kick.
And that's a good mark taken by Mason. Kilda looking a lot better now. Only 5 points the difference. They go deep into attack. Punched away by Fury. The ball goes out wide to Law. He tries to crash his way through the pack. He could have been a bit lucky. He's got one a bit high. There's a box on now. No, Lockett playing it safe. Grabbed hold of the North Melbourne player, Fury.
Watch again on replay. As Law coming through.
Well, he tried to crash through, but he was a bit lucky to get it a bit high the first time, Bob.
It was an open hand, fortunately for John Law.
5 points the difference. Short pass marked by McDonald at centre half back. 2 Carlton players are doing well tonight. That's Jones and McConville. There's Jimmy Cracker, grabbed by the foot that time. The umpire spotted it. It goes to Phil, but he's called play on. Back it goes to Spargo. Spargo looking for a pass, trying to get the ball at Jones. A shocking kick, and the ball is out of bounds. North Melbourne struggling at the moment. They're in front by 5 points into this third quarter by just over 13 minutes. 46 plays 41. And this has been a darn good game tonight.
Certainly has.
Jones battling hard there. Jonas can't pick it up. Tries to get a hand pass out. Picked up by Mace. Atkins throws him to the ground. Kicked off the ground by Barker. It's grabbed now by Jimmy Cracker. A chance for Glendinning. Not having a good night tonight. King's got him well covered. Phil Cracker goes for goal number 3. Has he got it through? No, 1 point. Well, he's been their most effective forward. You've got to give full marks to King. He hasn't had many kicks himself, but he's kicked their start out. There we see coming off the ground now. Robertson, yeah. He had a nasty one in the early part of this quarter. Kick drops short. There's a good mark to Wow Jones. He's got one from McDonald. But that won't worry Big Wow. There's a 15-metre penalty for sure. Still 5 points, 6 points the difference. Ball back there and driven up there now by Rene King. Out there towards the wing position. Punched away. Side bottom goes for the second punch on a chance here now as the ball is grabbed by Mace. Oh! Over to Fashini. Down goes Mace. And he'll get a free kick. It'll be downfield, I should imagine. It'll go to Fashini. Jeff Cunningham having a bit to say there to Ackley.
He's reporting him, I think.
He might have. Has Ackley gone?
I think so, Luke.
Well, it's bad luck. Ackley playing his first senior game with this North Melbourne after leaving the Sydney Swans. He's gone after him. Oh, I don't think that was reportable. Still, good place to keep out of, Bob, isn't it? Get that little look about them, the tribunal members.
Actually, it penalised St Kilda because they were often running with the ball.
Fashini had a chance to break clear. This is Mace sending them deep into attack now, looking for Lockett. The ball drops short, and there's a good mark taken by Little Asiri in between centre half-back and full-back. Just over the 15-minute mark, 6 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne.
He called the advantage rule again. Asiri
it's on behind play.
Takes advantage of it. There's a nice old Bishop down there. I'll watch the play, but the fight's becoming pretty interesting.
I'll keep an eye on the boxing, the 3 rounds, Pete.
The ball in the meantime goes up towards North Melbourne's attacking zone, left half forward flank. It's picked up by Schimmelbusch.
At the moment, it's Tuesday night at the wrestling. There's nothing too serious at the moment.
Over the head of Frawley. Chance for Jimmy Cracker if he can get near the ball and pick it up. It's knocked out towards the boundary line. And in fact, it's gone over it.
And it's settled down at the other end.
Everything's okay.
So they're going really livening up. A goal the difference in favour of North Melbourne, 7-5 to 6-5 in a crackerjack game of football in the Foster's Cup. Knocked away by McCann, trying to find German, does so. Frawley right there with him. Nobody making any headway. Good tackle by Cracker on Odgers. Down goes Narkle, picked up by Bradley Gotch. Gotch's kick is a short one and not well directed. Glendinning tries to break the tackle, does so from Cunningham. Spiral punt kick covers a good 55 to 60 metres. McCann in front. 4 St Kilda players are there, taken finally by Odgers. Well, McConville it was. McConville out towards Cronin. Gets a favourable bounce around Gotch. Punt kick back towards centre wing. Cunningham. Great save that one to keep it in play. Tries to get around Glendinning. Successfully so and well played. No one down there to give it to. Loose ball. Ackley just can't quite trap it inside the boundary line. And it will be a boundary throw-in.
Fastball and Manning on behind play.
Plenty happening. Peter Donegan, what's it like down there?
Well, Shane Robertson unfortunately has strained a ligament in his right knee, Pete, and he won't take any further part in the game, so that's 2 North Melbourne players out of business.
And the umpire in the meantime speaking to Sidebottom and also Smith.
We've had 2 very lively games at the start of the Foster's Footy Cup for 1986, Pete.
Also we have.
Graham Jelly on the phone, and the move just been made. Carbone on and Gotch off.
Chance for the Saints now. That will surely be a free kick to Carbone. Oops-a-daisy. Tempers becoming just a little bit frayed. Carbone, free kick, left half forward flank for St Kilda. And the umpire stopping play, calling time on. He'll have to kick over the mark. being a little bit technical at this stage of the thing. Might serve to
The
cool
wrong
tempers.
player was taking the kick.
John Kennedy. Cronin. Not the best directed kick. Grant at the back of the pack. Good strong tackle. Ackley, not a well-directed kick again. North Melbourne defence working overtime. And a chance for Peter German. German up over the centre wing position. 2-on-1 out there. The Saints went out, do they? No. Jimmy Cracker. Short kick down towards the right forward pocket. The opportunity for Rene King. Schimmelbusch right there with him. King content to take the ball out of bounds, though. Couldn't turn quickly enough, and it will be a boundary throw-in almost in North Melbourne's right forward pocket.
But they moved Glendenning away from centre-half forward.
It does appear that way, Lou.
Looks as though Schimmelbusch could be playing there.
6 points the difference. Jones and McCann. Knocked down by McCann. Gets it to Jimmy Cracker. Trying to find his brother in the goal square. He overruns the ball, and the opportunity for Macy. He'll have to pick it up cleanly from Dwyer. Does so. Gets it into the open spaces in the opposite forward pocket. And the ball beating both players over the boundary line. It will be a throw-in about 30 metres from goal.
6 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. Just on the 19-minute mark of this third quarter. The ball out of bounds about 50 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. Knocked out by Jones. A chance for Fashini. Bounced the wrong way. Down goes Asiri, trying to get clear. He's chipped this time at least. There's a hand pass coming out now to Narkle. Fumble that one, but got plenty of time to recover. Over to Cronin. And the Saints are ready to go back into attack. Back to Narkle again at centre field. Has a big chance. He's looking for Lockett. Lockett's got a chance, but he slipped. This allows Fury to pick it up, but it's a hurried kick out wide. Smith and side bottom going after it, coming into metres ground. There could have been a free kick out that time there to Smith, but the umpire said no, and the ball is out of bounds. So it's out of bounds about 50 metres.
Shane Robinson in the dressing room, but back out on the ground. Robertson with his knee heavily strapped, but Glendenning looks to be having a run on the ball, Lou.
There we see the ball kicked back by Passmore. Back to Jonas, copped a heavy one from Hodges, but bounces off that okay. Goes for the long kick, coming across to meet it is Joblin, but Phil Cracker's too strong for him to do it. He's played a great game. Goes for a short pass to find his brother Jimmy's got the mark. He didn't play on, the umpire said he didn't, but I doubt it very much. It looked as though he was moving, but he finished up playing on now. He's got a chance to score a goal, and this looks mighty good. Yes, he's put it through. Well, the score now, 8 goals, 5-53 North Melbourne. Well, it looks as though he might be okay for Sheeny. We hope so for St Kilda's sakes. To 6-5-41, just on the 21-minute mark of this third quarter. Down goes Narkle. Jonas picks it up, and the umpire said Narkle was tripped. And now a chance for St Kilda to bounce back. He's got the ball at centre field. And if I was Narkle, I'd go for the long kick and try and get it down there to the big fella Lockett, because he's a strong bloke, but he's pretty well guarded now by Fury. He's making the lead now. He comes out. Fury's going with him, and he's in perfect position. That was a bad kick, and Fury takes the mark midway between fullback and centre half-back. Fashini off and got back on the ground for St Kilda.
Well, we'll check on the injury to Silvio Fashini shortly. It did look like the shoulder. Let's hope it's not dislocated, because he has been playing pretty well. German gets the ball up towards, and in fact past the centre wing. Phil Cracker tries to keep it in play. Jobling trips over Donald McDonald. Frawley does well. Goes for the long kick. Sensible play down towards left half forward. McCann is the flyer at the back. Passmore tries to control it. Scoops it out to Jimmy Cracker. The hand pass is taken by Peter Smith. Gets around Hodges. Opportunity for Trevor Barker. Dwyer beats him to it. Dwyer well shepherded by Atkins. Dwyer goes for a pass, and that's an atrocious one. Schimmelbusch, though, making position well. Will he give it to German? He does. German can steady from here and kick a goal. 25 metres out, and he's popped it through for another one to North Melbourne. Looking good at the moment. So German bringing up his first goal. North Melbourne's 9th, 18 points the difference in the Foster's Cup.
I think every now and again the inexperience of the St Kilda side showing out, and there we watch on replay as that evergreen, as one might say, Wayne Schimmelbusch. I don't think I've ever personally seen Wayne Schimmelbusch play a poor game.
That's right.
Some are better than others, though, Bob. Been a great player for North Melbourne.
And a great leader too, Pete.
He has, since crossing over from Brunswick. 18 points the difference. Third quarter action. We've been in progress nearly 23 minutes. And the Saints will have to get a rattle on here. That's the biggest break North have had so far in the match. Cronin can't get out of the centre. Jimmy Cracker holding the ball is the umpire's decision. Free kick going the Kangaroos' way. The recipient is John Law. Good long kick by the tough North defender. Wow, Jones, good strong mark, and he's played well tonight, hasn't he, Robert?
Yes, he's done a fine job. He's after quarter time, his ruck work hasn't been quite so decisive, but around the ground he's still played a good game.
Over to his former Carlton teammate in Peter McConville. McConville out towards the centre wing, 2-on-1 in favour of North Melbourne over the head of Grant, and it will be a boundary throw-in. Spargo number 31 for North Melbourne. 18 points the difference. Harold Cunningham 26. He kicked St Kilda's first goal. Knocked down by side bottom. Oh, Grant Caddens into Dwyer. Manning gets the hand pass. Over to Jeff Cunningham. Mace leading Law in the race for the ball, and Mace has taken the mark. Hasn't gone over it, has he? If so, it's a 15-metre penalty. He played on. Good defence by Fury. The opportunity for Cronin now at half forward. Will he look for Lockett? Too long. And the mark taken by Jimmy Cracker.
Excellent play by Fury there. He knew full well that he'd taken the gamble and come right out, and his man Lockett was back there all on his own, and that was why Mace was spending so much time trying to get the ball down there in a hurry. And it's a foot in mouth, so much time to get down there in a hurry. But
a little bit tautological, Bob.
He was Fury knew that he had taken the gamble and it hadn't come off, and to smother that kick was fantastic football.
Thank you, Robert. We know what you're trying to say. Atkins out of bounds again. So North Melbourne just that little bit of an edge and experience. Jones thumps it away. Cunningham and Dwyer. Cunningham has to beat 3 of them. Can he do it? No. Once again, the boundary line a little bit too close. Peter Donegan has some news downstairs. What's the situation on Fashini, Pete?
Well, Pete, one of the trainers just told me the shoulder isn't dislocated, but it just occasionally pops out and pops in, but he's in a lot of pain at the moment, and they have it packed in ice.
Okay. Let's hope it's not serious.
Knuckles had a good quarter.
Yes, he's played fairly well this quarter, Bob.
Has the free kick on right centre wing. Or between wing and right half forward flank. Narkle, good long kick, looking for Lockett. Oh, he got 2 hands to it. Snapshot for goal by Odgers. Out of bounds on the full, that will be. No, it bounced about a millimetre inside. And so a boundary throw-in, left forward pocket for St Kilda. 25.5 minutes gone, third term.
And the difference, 18 points in front of North Melbourne. St Kilda badly needing a goal. Knocked out by side bottom. Ackley goes after it again, but it's out of bounds again, just about in the same position. It's only about 10 metres around from the Saints' goal. But North Melbourne just seem to have a little bit extra all the time when it's needed, Bob.
That little bit of experience and a little bit more decisiveness in their disposal.
Well, there's a hand pass coming out now to Gotcha. Hurried snap at goal, but it doesn't make the distance. The pack fly. There's plenty going for this one. Lockett went over the top of the pack. In goes German. Hodges goes in after him, and the umpire will ball it up. This time it's about 30 metres out from the St Kilda goal. Directly in front. North Melbourne 9-5-59 to St Kilda 6-5-41. Just on 26.5 minutes gone of this third quarter of the Foster's Footy Cup. This is little Asiri breaking clear of the pack, but he's kicked it to no man's land. An easy mark taken there by Wale Jones. And they'd certainly be pretty pleased with his performance tonight, St Kilda, because they've lacked a big fella that can take a mark around the ground. Chance for side bottom. Got under that one. Passmore couldn't grab it. Asiri goes for hand pass. Now out to Atkins there. Down there in the back pocket, decides to go across goals, but it'll be okay, I should imagine. Dwyer goes for the mark. He lost it. He dropped it. But he's recovered again. Good play on the part of young Dwyer. Gives a hand pass, but it's a bad one. 3 St Kilda players there. They can't get clear, and the umpire's going to pay a free kick. And luck's a fortune to Manning there. Short pass. Looking out wide there for Odgers. For Cunningham, I should say. That's Daryl Cunningham. And the ball is out of bounds. Out of bounds in the forward pocket. This time it's about 35 metres around from the St Kilda goal. They're trailing by 18 points still. As we approach the 27.5-minute mark of this third quarter, the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to McCann down there in the back pocket for North Melbourne. Well, a couple of the North Melbourne players, their big players, have been a bit quiet. McCann hasn't had a great night, and neither was Glenn Dinnings, we mentioned before.
Which makes their performance all the more creditable.
Yep, this is Crocker out there at half-back for North Melbourne. Coming across is Jones, and he's got it. And I think he's shaping up just about as their best player, too.
He's done well.
Wow, Jones. Well, he's the #1 man down here at Carlton. He was #1, #2, #3 as Glenn Denning picks up the ball now. Drives it out wide. Coming out to meet it. Got the front posse is German. Taps the ball on McConville's right on his tail. He can't pick it up. He's a pretty persistent player. That was Spargo, I should say. I thought it was Spargo and the ball is out of bounds. McConville's played a fair game too, Bob.
I was just about to say, Lou, that St Kilda would be extremely happy with both their boys from Carlton, and that's Jones and McConville.
Ball back into play again. Jones and McDonald knocked out by Jones again. Down goes Spargo. Mace tries to get out. McDonald taps it on. They're all falling over left and right there. That's Cracker amongst everything too. He usually is. But this time Jimmy couldn't get out with it. And both Jimmy, particularly Phil's, played a terrific game here tonight on that half-forward flank. Been a dangerous player. Knocked out by Law. Ball comes back to Jonas. Well shepherded off that time by Hodges. Allows his skipper to pick it up. Get the ball wide to Jobling. Goes for a pass. It'll be okay. And the mark taken here by Darryl Cunningham. A little short of centre half forward. Doesn't waste any time. It's a good pass out to Crony. Look, with a hand pass. Coming over now to Carbone. Carbone shoots the ball, looking up there for the big fella side bottom. They fall over. Could be a free kick to side bottom. It is interference against Smith. And no doubt about it, Smith was appealing to the umpire, but he had him all the way, Bob.
So I don't think Smith realised that the only players around were two North players as we watch on replay. And side bottom fell down there. Well, I don't know whether I would have paid that watching it on replay.
You wouldn't one half a dozen of the other.
All right.
The umpire's closer than we are. That's what
right.
we always say. It's the best cop out of all time, that. Anyway, side bottom has the free kick, a chance for his second goal. It'll be a badly needed one for St Kilda if he can pop it through. And he gets it right on the three-quarter time siren. So the Saints well and truly in with a chance in the final term, which is some 5 minutes away. 7-5-47 to 9-5-59. And Donald McDonald, that is, suffering a little bit of cramp. So he should be okay for the final quarter. As I said, about 5 minutes away. 47 plays 59. 2 goals the difference in favour of North Melbourne. We'll be back in a moment. In the Foster's Cup from Football Park in Adelaide. We hope you can join us for that. Three-quarter time here. Still a difference of 12 points in favour of North Melbourne. That was the case at quarter time. And that score is not correct. That score should be North Melbourne 9-5-59. I don't know where that came from. Somebody's a little bit optimistic.
Pretty high scoring quarter, that one.
St Kilda 7-5-47. Both teams in that quarter kicking 3 goals. Bob Skelton, how did you see the term?
Well, I think it was an excellent quarter by St Kilda in general play around the ground. They had Warren Jones taking marks, McConville being an excellent player at half-back flank, and their smaller players, Narkle, Mace, were very busy around that centre of the ground and continually got St Kilda forward. But the North Melbourne defence tightened up, and only for a very quick early goal by side bottom, and that one late in the quarter, gave him 2 for the turn, and another by Lockett. They got 3 goals, 1. But North Melbourne were still able, with Phil Cracker a dangerous forward every time it came forward. Jimmy Cracker played his best quarter of the game. They Schimmelbusch down there at the virtual full forward position, and he set up a couple of goals with good handball. And Donald McDonald improved around the packs, and German across the centre was a very good player. But it was a very even term. I think St Kilda had a lot more opportunities to score than North Melbourne. As we watch on the highlights, Schimmelbusch getting the ball across to German, and North Melbourne at that stage looked as though they really might have gone on with it. But to St Kilda's credit, they came back. They have really taken the game up to North Melbourne, but North have shown far better disposal. The fact that they were up around the finals last year and up in the finals and having a lot more confidence, I'd say, than St Kilda, although St Kilda started excellently. Their first term could not be faulted, but then I think they ran out of a little bit of legs and haven't been able to continue that running game, nor have they given Lockett enough room and got the ball down forward quick enough. And although they did make attempts to get it down, and some good smothers by the North Melbourne defence, as the North Melbourne runner there, Arnold Brightus.
I think John Kennedy was a little bit upset that our camera might have been a bit too close. However, we're still there.
I must say he's pretty photogenic, John Kennedy too, isn't he?
Okay, we'll check that three-quarter time score for you. A few gremlins crept into the works there. Both teams kicking 3-1, as I mentioned, during that third quarter. 12 points the difference. 47 plays 59 in favour of North. We'll take a break. Back in just a moment. Kennedy, I think, would be happy with the scorecard, Peter Donegan, but I don't think he was too happy with one of our cameras down there. What happened?
John was just a little bit upset, Pete, but we reassured him that we weren't going to infringe on his territory, and I think he's okay now. But he told his players, Jack, that he wants the attacking game, and he said get the handball moving and then follow it with a long kick. And he said if they don't like the hard stuff, they shouldn't be wearing the Guernsey.
Well, Graham Jolly said much the same thing, and he said if you believe in yourself, you can win this game. 2 quick goals and the game is yours. He said, I believe in you. Do you believe in yourself? So he's left it to the players. Up the middle, keep the ball in front, and he thinks they can win it.
Back to Pete now with the last quarter.
2 goals the difference as we begin the final quarter of the Foster's Cup match from VFL Park. North Melbourne leading by 12 points and knocked away for the Kangaroos by Vidovic. He's just come onto the ground. Chance for Glendinning. Only kick number 5 for the Brownlow medalist up towards full forward. Cracker leads out. That's Phil Cracker. He's played a great game tonight. Gets it back to Smith. Tries to get onto the left foot. No, he'll get it over to Schimmelbusch just inside the boundary line. So well played by the North Melbourne veteran. Schimmelbusch up towards the full forward position. Cronin looking for a free kick for holding the man. I think he'll get one.
Gee, that was a slick hand pass of Phil Cracker's, Bob. Did you see it come out?
Oh, it was even slicker the way that he pulled the ball in just as they thought they had it.
Cronin over the head of Passmore and Manning. Dwyer overruns the ball, and that was a pretty slick sort of a hand pass too out to Manning. Manning at left half forward. Passmore in pursuit. He's gone for a pass trying to find Lockett. He got 2 hands to the ball. Ackerley likewise. He'll be content to see it over the boundary line in North Melbourne's right back pocket. Ackerley in the previous term appeared to have his number taken. We'll have to wait confirmation of that after the match. Side bottom number 2, 42 is Vidovic, or Vidovic, depending on what school you went to. Pretty big boy, whichever way you look at it. Over the top, McCann. Picked up by Carbone. Back to Ackerley. Out to Law. Chipping in, though, as Dwyer. Dwyer at the right half-back flank for the Kangaroos. Hasn't played a bad game tonight, too. Over the head of Jones. Jonas, though, makes position for North Melbourne on centre wing. Glendinning and Kink. Kink wins this duel. Short pass, Dwyer and Cunningham. Out of bounds once more, right on the centre wing position. 1 3/4 minutes gone in the final quarter. No further addition to the score. It's going to be Vidovic, as I said. Big boy knocked down by Jones. For the legs of Schimmelbusch. Could have almost been a free kick there for in the back. A big scramble of players out there, and it's going to be a bounce on the centre wing.
And we're just over the 2-minute mark of this last quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. 12 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. St Kilda not giving in. And they've been well within striking distance all night. Knocked out by Jones. The ball comes down to Mace. He's only got to pick it up, but he taps it on. The ball is out of bounds. Still on the centre wing position. Well, it's certainly been a good game, and we've had 2 great games for the start of the Foster's Footy Cup, Bob.
It's nice to be able to play football in these conditions, Lou.
Certainly is. Out it comes to Narkle. They pounce on top of him, and the umpire said he was pushed in the back. And Narkle will take that free kick out there on the centre wing position for St Kilda and send them back into attack. Over their half-forward line. Flying high was Grant. Nearly grabbed that one. Another stack up here, and the umpire will ball it up. But at least it's on St Kilda's half-forward line, about 65 metres out from their goal. And they've got a pretty dangerous player up there at full forward, and Lockett, if he can break clear away from Fury, who's been right on his tail all night. Knocked out that time by Vidovic. Picked up by a series, grabbed a bit high. The umpire called play on. It's Darryl Cunningham going down. It must be slippery. Over his brother Jeff, back to Grant. And Grant fires the ball, looking for Lockett. He's got the chance here. He's got it. But too strong and too tall for Fury that time. Manoeuvred himself beautifully for the mark.
Judge that to perfection.
And he's got a chance to kick his 4th goal and make the difference 6 points.
He just gave that little nudge to Fury that got him out of the way.
Let's see whether Lockett can kick this goal. And as I said before, it'll only be 6 points the difference. St Kilda really in this match against the Kangaroos. Kicked by Lockett for goal number 4. But he's off target. He's put it just about out of bounds, I would say.
Yes, he has.
And the free kick will go down there to the old-time Ramsey lookalike. No, it's not going to Ackley. It's going to Spargo down there in the back pocket for North Melbourne. His kick is back to half-back. Chance now for side bottom. That was a badly placed kick by Spargo. And side bottom's got a chance to send them back deep into attack. It'll be interesting to see whether Lockett can get this one. A very strong player and looks very fit. There's the kick coming up to Fury and Lockett. He flies, got his hands but couldn't hold the mark. Picked up by Spargo again. He played it safe, went for the boundary line, as the umpire saying he deliberately knocked it out. I think he may be giving the young fella the benefit of the doubt, Pete.
Yes, he handballed it in a straight line, so pretty lucky, but it's a boundary throw-in. Still in St Kilda's attacking zone, their right forward pocket about 10 metres from the scoring area. Vidovic loses out the side bottom, but Jimmy Cracker's there. Goes right across goal, perhaps dangerous. And it'll be out of bounds on the other side, a similar distance from goal.
We had nowhere to go then, Jim.
Certainly didn't. Still no addition to the score. 12 points the difference, as it was at three-quarter time, and indeed was at half-time. 59 plays 47. Chance for Dwyer, overruns the ball. Cunningham gets it back to Robert Mace, up to Lockett. Touched off the hands and 1 point, and so 11 points the difference. The first score of the final quarter coming up at the 5.5-minute mark. St Kilda still very much in with the chance. Can their enthusiasm win it for them, or North Melbourne's experience? Speaking of experience, Schimmelbusch played a very good game tonight, yet again. Knocked away by Barker. Mace again gets offloaded. Did he have the ball? The umpire says it's a play-on call. Picked up by Glendinning. Finally, the hand pass comes out to Jonas from German. Onto Arceri at left half forward flank. He's full of running, the little fella. Away he goes. Oh, not the greatest at hand passes. They may make a mess of this. Left to McDonald. McDonald's gone for a pass. That was a shocker. It might be good enough to find Phil Cracker. I can assure you it wasn't intended for him. He's gone for the hand pass to Ackerley. Ackerley can steady, the former Swans back pocket player, but he's off target. He kicked it like one and threw for only 1 point to make the difference once again, 2 goals.
Did you see Phil Cracker tell Ackerley to go back? He's going to knock it back. Hey, he certainly sent him a telegram, didn't he?
He certainly can think football.
So coming off the ground is Carbone for St Kilda. Both coaches effecting changes. The umpire has found a free kick at half-back. It's going to Mace. Decides to play on. Gets around Ackerley. He's too involved in a skirmish during the third quarter. Picked up by Spargo. Again, didn't know what to do with it. He's got to try and beat 2 St Kilda players out there. In goes Vidovic. Might have given away a free kick. Now it's going to be a bounce on centre wing.
I thought it would have been a free kick to Gotch.
A little bit of a difference in the size between those two. Vidovic and Sidebottom. Sidebottom wins it. Good leap. Picked up by Law. Law's kick is not a long one, down towards half forward. Jones goes the punch and spoil effectively, but it's picked up by Jonas for North Melbourne. A spiral punt kick up towards the 10-metre square. Crocker can't grab it. That is almost a holding the man call, but the umpire sees fit to let play continue. McConville was looking for the free kick. And once again, it's going to be a bounce in the left forward pocket for North Melbourne.
Just on the 8-minute mark of this last quarter, 12 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. It'll be a ball up about 25 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. Picked up by Jimmy Cracker, looking for his brother Phil. But there's a good mark in defence. No, he's not playing the mark to Jobling. Cleared away by Frawley. Chance for Ackley to mark. He does out there at half forward, about 50 metres out from goal. So Ackley with the kick into the teeth of goals. Well, they spoiled each other. 3 St Kilda players. It's knocked on there. A chance for Phil Cracker. This looks dangerous. A snap at goal. I think he's threaded it through for a goal. He's a mighty fine player when he's far. 18 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. The game slipping away from St Kilda just on the 9-minute mark of this last quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. There's a chance now for Mace. He picked it up nice as it hit the deck. And Schimmelbusch playing down there in defence now. Takes the mark in between centre half back and full back. Goes for a short pass. It'll be okay and marked by Crocker, even though Mace was a little bit late on the scene there. Crocker with a short pass. It's a high one. It'll be okay. Grabbed here by Atkins. How do you think he's played tonight, Bob?
Oh, good in flashes, Lou, but let's remember he's missed all of last season from memory, and it's good to see him just back playing at the moment.
There's the kick, and it'll be downfield. Of course, even though we see Law taking that mark, he's gone for a pass. Looking up there for McDonald's. Got the sit, and I think he's got the mark. Yes, he's got the mark. He's got to play that to McDonald. He's dead in front, only about 15 metres out.
15 metres he's going to pay.
Yep. Well, he's going to go right to the goal line. bit too strong that time for McConville, who incidentally has played a pretty good game in his first game with St Kilda after crossing out from Carlton. Well, McDonald couldn't miss this. So this will put North Melbourne 24 points in front, just over the 10-minute mark of this last quarter. I don't think I've ever seen a bloke miss from this far out.
Has been done.
Has it?
First Jones kicked the goal post.
Oh, well, that's different, isn't it? There's the kick. Now he's got it through, so North Melbourne got
11-6 to 7-6 at VFL Park. The Saints adding only 1 point so far, and they've yet to score a goal down that end of the ground. Back into the centre. Vidovic and Jones, won by Vidovic. And the Kangaroos again swing into attack. It comes out to Jonas at half forward. He's gone for the long kick down to McDonald's. McConville there as well. The two Macks doing battle, but it's out of bounds. It beats both of them. And it will be a boundary throw in North Melbourne's left forward pocket. Well, still plenty of time for the Saints to get up. 11.5 minutes gone in the final quarter. North Melbourne playing the better football at the moment. After they got jumped in the first quarter by St Kilda, a very enthusiastic bunch. They really haven't been able to go on with it since then. They led at quarter time by 13 points. Gotch just about got tripped up. Certainly did appear so from here, but it's going to be another bounce, which will congest it even more. And again, still in North Melbourne's left forward pocket. Over the top, Jonas. Big scramble of players down there. And once again a bounce, this time a little bit closer to the goal. In fact, it's only about 15 metres out. Jones in front, beats McDonald for it. Then Dinning gets offloaded by McConville. This time the umpire has found a free kick. It'll go to McConville. He will have to kick over the mark. No, he won't, says the umpire. Out to Renee Kink, left half-back flank, leading Jimmy Cracker. Not a long kick by Kink. Narkle takes the mark in front of German. Played a very good third quarter. Not a great hand pass. Chance for Jobling, but couldn't do so. Schimmelbusch looks for Glendinning. The two North veterans combine well. Kink all over the top of him like a rash. It will be a free kick to Ross Glendinning. And he should just about be able to kick this as Graham Jelly goes for the phone. Glendinning almost on the boundary line, about 50 metres from goal. Let's see what he can do with the kick.
Shoots a long
Beautiful
kick.
That is a ripper. That is a goal. Great kick, Ross Glendinning. 5 goals the difference in favour of North Melbourne.
That's the value of having a player like Glendinning, and just when everybody is starting to get a little bit tired, it's only natural at this start of the game. As we saw McDonald give the lead, Glendinning chose to ignore it, and then a beautiful kick, and it really settles the side down at this stage of the proceedings.
Glendinning, the 8th North Melbourne player to kick a goal. Their leading goal kicker is Phil Cracker with 3. Jimmy Cracker has 2. Demetriou has 2 goals. 78 to 48. 5 goals the difference in the Foster's Cup.
And we're just on the 14-minute mark of this last quarter. There's Schimmelbusch getting clear. The umpire said he was grabbed, but then called play on. Ball punched away by the St Kilda defence, kicked off the ground by Asiri, now towards Glendinning and Kink. Out comes McDonald. He's lost it. Going after him now is McConville. The ball still on the ground, but McConville will get a free kick. He was grabbed when he didn't have the ball down there. No, it's Frawley, I should say. So Frawley's kick is back to the centre of the ground. Grabbed by McCann. A hand pass coming over to Atkins. Goes for a short pass, and McDonald takes the mark. And he'd be about, let me see, about 35, 40 metres out from goal directly in front. I still think that McDonald's a key position forward rather than a ruckman, Bob.
Yes, but when he does go onto the ball, I don't think he can stay there for long because of his lack of height. But he really does move around as Glendinning gave the lead, kicked with him. But McDonald, I think, choosing to have the long kick.
Well, let's see what he can do with it. There it is on its way. Covers the distance okay, but it's through for 1 point. So North Melbourne move on to 12 goals, 779. John Kennedy on the having a look at the team. He'd be pretty happy now. 7-6-48 St Kilda, just on the 15-minute mark. Or coming back.
Of course, if they can get McDonald to a key position, it opens the opportunity there for Honeybun, doesn't it?
That's right. Well, they've been light on with ruckman North Melbourne because they lost young Lyle last year. That looked as though it was going to be a big improver, Bob.
Yes, they've been a little bit unlucky. Matthew Larkin, last year's best and fairest winner, has had a serious back injury, and regular players last year also were Ross Smith, John Holt, Darren Steele. So there's still a few players that come into the North Melbourne side.
Yes, I think they'll be okay round about the 5 as we see Jobling take that mark at centre half back. But it's a bad kick. But now it's a 15-metre penalty, so the free kick will, or the penalty will, no, it's going to go back to Jobling. Jeff Cunningham was trying to take that kick. Ball back over the centre half back position. Well, they all fly at the back of the pack. As a chance for Mace to have a long shot at goal, but won't make the distance. Back it goes to side bottom, and McCann, they're having a great race. It beats the goal,
I think.
Was that touched at all? No, it's a
Trevor Barker with an injured leg there. A little bit of ice on the calf. Let's hope he's okay. 79 plays 54, so the Saints still in with a chance after that goal. They need a few more of them quickly. Glendenning almost caught with the ball. Picked up by Vidovic, not a long kick, only travels about 10 metres. Out to Cunningham. That's Whitty just come onto the ground, number 60. North Melbourne gained possession through German on centre wing over the head of Arsiri. Phil Cracker goes down. It's out of bounds. Might be in the back. No, says the umpire. Throw it in. And it will be a boundary throw in.
Bob, if Bill's look, that Vidovic should be a champion. Beautifully built fellow, isn't he?
Very big boy.
Glendenning and Wow Jones. Knocked back by Narkle. Picked up by Jimmy Cracker. Jimmy Cracker goes for the long kick. At the back, nice mark taken by Odgers. Odgers deciding to play on. Gets around Atkins. Ball seemed to come off the side of the boot. King. Still pretty solid.
He's done a good job tonight.
Up towards Lockett in the centre. Knocked away by Fury. Grant overruns the ball. Fury again. Lockett once more. Just about pinned. Fires out the hand pass just at the last moment, trying to find Darryl Cunningham, who gets his nose rubbed into the VFL Park turf, and it will be a bounce almost at centre field. Trevor Barker, what's the problem, Peter Donegan?
Oh, it's just purely a knock on the calf. Pete, he's quite okay. They're just taking a few precautions.
Back into the centre. Just down from Jonas. Kick well smothered. It looks like a rugby scrum out there. And once again a bounce. Free kicks have been hard to come by tonight. Darryl Cunningham limping. A couple of injuries tonight, but of course the first VFL match a few weeks away yet. Plenty of time to recover from those. And Grant almost caught with the ball, but he gets one in the back and he'll get the free kick. That's Dwyer, rather. Now little Bradley Gotch, can he gather it in and get round Ackley? He does so. It won't be a scoring kick, and the mark taken by McCann, leading out from side bottom. 54 plays 79. Stephen McCann, long kick round towards the wing position, knocked down by Kink. Now Grant can't get clear of German. That was a beautiful tackle.
Whitty got one in the back. He had to get paid a free kick for that.
Whitty will get the free kick, his first kick of the night.
Well, he's put himself in since he came on. He's been in the thick of things, and this is actually his first kick, but a real go, it looks like.
Mark taken by Renee Kink in front of Jimmy Cracker. Kink at centre field. Straight down the ground. That's the way St Kilda have got to go at the moment. Waiting at the back is Gotch. He'll fire out the hand pass. Knock on by Odgers. That was good play. Who's there in the goal square? Is it Mace? Can he twist around? Yes, he can. Shoots one behind.
Should have gone the other way, Bob. Had to get back on his right foot then.
So a point to St Kilda when they badly needed the goals. 24 points in it.
24 points the difference into this last quarter by 19.5 minutes. We wait now for McCann to bring the ball back into play. Full marks to St Kilda. They're still fighting it out. But North Melbourne look as though they've got it well at hand as Fury takes that mark. Gets a hand pass back to German. Back to Fury again at centre half back. Kicks the ball over the half forward line. And there'll be a mark to Jonas, who hasn't played a bad game tonight either. It's a long kick looking for Cracker. Ball tapped as a go for Phil Cracker there, but Jimmy's there to help out. He'll hand pass or short pass it. And Phil's got the mark. Here's another goal coming up, I would say. Yes, sir. That's his fourth. Just on 21 minutes gone of this last quarter. 85 North Melbourne to St Kilda 55. Centre bounce against. Coming out of the pack is Narkle. A hand pass goes over to Carbone. Couldn't get clear. Now he's got it. A hand pass back to Mace. Under pressure, kicks the ball back there. No mark. Passmore goes after it, won't give in. Actually, Spall Fury trying to come clear. There's a chance now for Dwyer. Dwyer couldn't get clear. Taps the ball over to Manning. A bad hand pass. A fumble that time by German, but he won't give in. He still goes after it. Backing up well as a Siri. A hand pass out wide to Schimmelbusch. He shows him how to do it. Over to Dwyer. Back to Crocker. And Crocker out there on the centre wing position, ready to send North Melbourne over there on that half-forward line through Cracker. That's about the first mistake he's made all night. He goes after Jobling. He could be caught holding the ball. Now it's Jimmy Phil Cracker coming out of the pack with the ball. A long kick looking for his brother Jimmy, and he's got it right on the boundary line.
They were everywhere then.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Phil doesn't run down here in a minute. Now he's gone for a short pass and passed the ball now to Schimmelbusch, only about 25 metres out from goal.
There's the great play of Schimmelbusch. He was down there in defence just a few seconds ago, taking the ball away. He's ran on right down the ground now to take the mark and be having a shot at goal.
Well, Schimmelbusch has got the chance to score his first goal and, of course, make the difference 36 points. There it is on its way. What's the skipper done with it? 1 point. So it's North Melbourne moving on to 13 goals, 886. Side bottom on the screen there, having a rest in on the interchange bench. 8 goals, 755. 22.5 minutes of this last quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. And North Melbourne looking a little bit too strong at the moment, Pete.
Yes, they are. Gotch knocked away by Atkins, picked up by Whitty. It could be out of bounds on the full, is it? No, just inside. Umpire's plucked out a free kick. And it's going to Jonas. Jonas a little bit short of the left half-forward flank. Goes for a pass. Not a particularly good one. Tried to find Glendinning. St Kilda gained possession. Ball comes out to Cronin, who played a very good third quarter. A Narkle up towards centre field. And the Saints might have just run their race, I think. Whitty over the head of McCann. Daryl Cunningham overruns the ball. Plenty of opposition there from Spargo. Had it and then lost it. That was a throw from Vidovic. Not seen by the umpire. Out to Arsiri. Arsiri in turn back to McCann, moving well downfield. Whitty lets him know he's there. But the mark on his own, short of the forward pocket. Atkins, a chance to score a goal. And then he gets upset by Odgers. But he put the pressure on him and forced the mistake and threw only for one behind. A point to North Melbourne, taking the Kangaroos total to 13-9. 87, St Kilda 8-7-55. A difference of 32 points in the Foster's Cup. So it will be a North Melbourne victory and they should be able to advance to the second round. Mark taken by Law, who's lost a boot. Kicks it pretty well with only one shoe on or one boot, whichever you like. Atkins might get a second chance here. No, it's going to be left to Jimmy Cracker. He just can't snap it back, though, enough, and through for another point to make the difference 33 points. And we're a minute away from the time-on period. 88-55. So after the first quarter, North Melbourne getting their game in some sort of order after they were outplayed by St Kilda to the tune of 13 points in the first quarter. Good mark to Grant. Gets the hand pass out to Carbone. Carbone from right half-back flank. Down to right half-forward. The ball bouncing and bouncing. Bit of a dish up behind play involving one of the Crackers. Cronin, tackled by German, breaks it well. Still on centre wing. Cronin going long down towards half forward. Schimmelbusch in the road again. Might get a free kick. No, says the umpire. Picked up by Jeff Cunningham. He's gone for a short pass. Fury stands his ground well. And that's been a good duel, Bob, hasn't it, down there? Fury and Lockett.
Yes, I think Fury, you've got to admire Fury, the way he's gone on with it since quarter time. And Lockett looked as though he was going to have a very, very busy night. But Fury has steadied down and been a fine defender.
Free kick taken by Jonas as we enter the time-on period.
13-10-88 North Melbourne to St Kilda 8-7-55. And a short pass coming over here now to Little Gotch. Goes right across the ground. There's a go now for St Kilda to go deep into attack. That time it was kicked up there by Jobling over the half-forward line, but backing up well this time is Spargo. Spargo at half-back kicks a grubber along the ground. This gives McConville a chance. This coming after him now is Atkins. Picks it up. He shrugs him up, but he's in plenty of trouble as he gets a hand pass to Manning, who mulled that one up completely. This allows Law to chip in. Take the hand pass back to Atkins again over to Spargo. It didn't come off the hand too well, but Spargo's got it clear with a pass to Glendinning. Out there at half forward, a long kick up there towards the full forward position. Coming in to meet it now is Jonas. there with Woody. This is a chance for Phil Cracker to pick it up. He goes for Jonas. Brilliant play by Phil Cracker. And a goal. 26 and a half minutes gone. 14-10-94 North Melbourne to St Kilda 8-7-55.
And during the break, Lou Frawley limped off. He was replaced by Sidebottom.
Centre bounce again. Ball comes down to Grant. He copped one a bit high and he'll get a free kick at centre field. Chance now for Grant to put North Melbourne into attack and make their score look a little bit better because they're running out of steam and they're being outclassed completely. As flying high that time was Lockett, couldn't hold the mark. A hand pass comes back to Ackley, slunk to the ground. Backing up well as Passmore. Bit of fumbling going on. Gotts couldn't get clear and the ball finally taken away from North Melbourne. Spargo goes for a pass, smothering the ball pretty well that time was Law. Couldn't control it, now it's out of bounds. Still on the Saints half-forward line. There's Frawley in a bit of trouble with his, looks as though it could be his ankle, Bobbers, or is his foot.
Looks like the ankle, Lou, and the ice already on it.
Ball tapped down again, a chance for North Melbourne to get clear through Atkins, but the ball is out of bounds.
Free kick to Atkins.
Free kick to Atkins, could have been a trip, and he's got the free kick out there at half-forward. 55 St Kilda plays North Melbourne 94 as we approach the 28-minute mark of this last quarter.
Been a good one too for North Melbourne. Atkins up towards centre field. Mace at the back of the pack. Just can't quite control the ball. Crocker putting plenty of pressure on him. Sidebottom goes for a hurried hand pass. Ball finally coming out past Jobling. There's Phil Cracker again, just about man of the match. He's found Ackley moving well downfield. Ackley goes for a long pass to German, who steadies, shoots at goal. Pretty close. Whitty is there for St Kilda, but I think it's over his head and through it is. And that's his second goal. And North Melbourne bring up the century, 15-10 to 8-7 at VFL Park.
So I think North Melbourne, as we see on replay, Phil Cracker to Ackley, onto German, plenty of time to steady, no pressure whatsoever applied by the Saint defence, and they had players running everywhere for that goal.
Peter Donegan, what's the news on Danny Frawley down there? Is it an ankle as it looks?
Yes, it is, Pete. It's a sprained right ankle on that fall that he had just on the member's wing, and he's in a fair bit of pain at the moment. They've got it packed in ice.
OK, thanks. 100 plays 55. North Melbourne, a very polished display, especially after half-time. The Saints' youthful exuberance won them the first quarter, but North Melbourne regaining their composure certainly after the main break and going on to record a pretty convincing win. One of their better players too has been Fury, number 21 there in shot. And a very good job. I had a very good duel with Lockett, certainly one of the duels of the night. Wow Jones beats Vidovic for it. Narkle nearly had his head and guard pulled off. He'll take the free kick predictably. Narkle at right half forward flank. Good long punt kick. Might even be out of bounds, is it? Grant looking for a free kick for in the back. Just touched. He won't get it. It's out of bounds in the right forward pocket for St Kilda. They trail by 45 points as we approach the 30-minute mark of the term. Vidovic again doing battle with Lockett this time. Crocker gets the hand pass back to Atkins. Atkins chips it in short and the mark is taken by Jonas. Jonas short of half-back flank. Hasn't played a bad game tonight either.
15 kicks.
15 kicks he's had, thanks Kev. And towards the centre wing position as the siren goes to end the match. And on the scoreboard, a convincing win to North Melbourne. They've played St Kilda 3 times under lights and they've won all 3 encounters tonight, scoring 15-10, 100 points. St Kilda 8-7, 55.